nothing in this world can be against you. All your experiences are here to lift you and assist you. Law 3. Your knowing is unlimited, your not knowing just mean your mind ain't formed it into sentences. Let go of the ignorance, step into your omnipotence. Challenges will fall once you cultivate the experience. Law 4, words plus emotion is the potion. You can change the world by being true and just evoking. Keep your heart still, die to the world and go reach higher land. I know I will succeed, I surrender to the divine plan. Law 5, God needs you to come into existence. Let your intuition guide you inside you, let go resistance. Law 6, God need to punish his no rewards. You are one with the Lord, that power is all yours. Law 7, rejection, redirection, don't make life hard. You have the power, but not the right to just ignore God. Choose peace, detrimental emotions make you lose sleep. This medicine and candy, I will, therefore I am free. Law 8, you are not a human, you're a divinity. So in the face of challenges, you can maintain your inner peace. Law 9, it's not what you think or what you affirm. It is who is thinking and affirming. Gotta discern the knowledge you've obtained is not the only education. No longer match your motives through rationalization. Law 10, sacrifice your strength to go be with the all. Receive the call, give it all up and you'll receive it all. Law 11, you descended here to just enjoy your essence, not in doing works on earth, the quest to get to heaven. Big stepping, born ripping for the most high. No lie, suited for success, I got next just like a bow tie. Wow. Again. Whoa. Yeah. 11. These are laws. These are principles. They're not commandments. Whoa.
I see through the fakes and the fraudulent. The space turn authentic when I walk in. Laser focus, laser vision. We elevating how we living. My pupils see right through the layers. Turn the volume up, they cannot fade us. I'm on a whole nother wavelength. My crown get that lost from the cadence, and I'll be like, hey, hey, hey. All of my energy building up. Release on the track when I lay it. Stack abundance to the ceiling like, oh, with a feeling, yeah, hey. I'm at the top of the pyramid. Talking to God in the mirror shit. Them VVS's and clearances, vision projected from pineal pictures. I dreamt it so vivid. Walking on clouds through the village with all of the mangoes. My gut can fill up with indigenous roots in my blood. So my cup full of blessings, the heavens inside my ancestry. Travel through realms on a quest for new weaponry. Load up the clip, then I shoot with a melody. Fill up the bucket with alkaline water. Hydrate. That was when I somersault through them racks off the craft. I'ma lap to the mattress and back. Meet me outside in the ghost in the shell. Keep my windows on 10 and a tank full of gas. My aura defense will deflect your attempts to bring me down to earth. I done broke through the exosphere. He's off the Mars in the rover with special gear. Currently cruise to the cosmos, I'm better here. Sitting on Saturn, collecting my rings. Transmit the signal and shine with the team. Beat me up into the groundwater trying, cause my flow like the now you on desert or dry. It took some dark spaces to cultivate light. The cave was a place where I sparked the idea to burn up the flames in the soul and ignite. The passion inside got me feeling my shine. Yeah, hey, hey. All of my energy building up. Release on the track when I lay it. Stack abundance to the ceiling like, oh, with a feeling, yeah, hey. I'm at the top of the pyramid. Talking to God in the mirror shit. I'm at the top of the pyramid. Talking to God in the mirror shit.
All my life, I never settled, just getting by my intuition, rise up. Them motherfuckers that counted me out never knew about the long nights, they thought it was stuck. Think what you want. Hop on a flight when I touch down, I'm fucking shit up. Yeah, it's been tough. Tougher when you live a life that you really don't want. So we been grinding like clips and for real. With discipline you will prevail. It's funny how they split our families up. See a family you can't even tell. Need meditation and a bigger blunt. I found myself in the infinite tunnel. This beat of life swing like the pendulum. In the hands of us to break this bell. Wait, so I'm fired up. Thinking sweet to this wave is a tidal one. Ain't no fear in my heart cause I cycle done. They ain't looking no guys that can fly with us. Peep the root where the desire from. It's been straight from the soul ever since a young. Every beat I step on is like finish from channel. My source made the max from the minimum. Look, I'm at the top of the pyramid, yeah. Trusting yourself to get clear quick, yeah. If Cloud in your spot, then he killing it, yeah. For soul ain't for sale, he unlimited, yeah. Came a long way, but I'm thankful. The highs and the lows, that's just more life experience, yeah. Locked in my purpose like staples. I channel the leader and shine like Cornelius.
Hey, hey, all of my energy building up. Release on the track when I lay it. Stack abundance to the ceiling like, oh, with a feeling, yeah. I'm at the top of the pyramid, talking to God in the mirror shit. I'm at the top of the pyramid, talking to God in the mirror shit. All of my energy building up. Release on the track when I lay it. Stack abundance to the ceiling like, oh, with a feeling, yeah. I'm at the top of the pyramid, talking to God in the mirror shit. I'm at the top of the pyramid, talking to God in the mirror shit.
That's what it sounds like when you liberated. You sound free. You sound more confident. You sound more at peace. One thing about me, I ain't let nobody stop my flow, not a soul. Who job bless, no one curse. Yeah. I'm in a new season of life, I'm feeling right. Was in a dark place, now I finally see the light. My temple illuminating, was stuck in a house, ruminating. I detox, feeling rejuvenated. That Paula Santos is fumigating, cleansing my space now. I used to be spaced out. She wanted me to open up to her like space bar, but I couldn't build with her. She left me with a tab, but I ain't tripping. I'm at peace with it, blessed disguise. Just went through custom, getting accustomed to blue skies, blue waters. Remember days I ain't have 2 quarters. Now I just touched 50 and I'm sensing some more coming. And I ain't even 50, but I move like an elder. Wisdom and knowledge flowing within. The Wyans respect me cause I used to be them. Now I show them the way. Some days we don't know what to say. Man, you gotta just flow. You gotta just flow. Flow. Flowing like faucet streams and riverbanks. Reflecting on days I could barely fill up the tank. Now these days I pull to the pump, 50 on 10 and tell a homeless man to get what he want. Building good karma. Used to get meds from Big Pharma. Now I plan to buy some land and be a big farmer. Yeah, I used to live to eat, but now I eat to live. Life ain't about what you get, it's about what you give. But never give up your peace, gave her a peace of mind. It left me puzzled, I couldn't picture my healing. Now it's 13-foot ceilings, painted pictures revealing. They took the top off the Jeep, I can't picture the ceiling. With my hands out the top, touching these wings, what a beautiful feeling. Went from feeling dead inside to a beautiful living. I had to grow, knowledge of self, I had to know. Sometimes when you don't know where to go, man, you gotta just flow. You gotta just flow. Flow.
To the soil, Ancient memories kept alive in these coils. Travel through dimensions, then we jump right out the portal. This flesh will expire, but the soul is immortal. Our story is forever, encoded through these DNA strands. So the ops made a plan to keep them severed. But we are the connectors, serving as a bridge to spark your power deep within and never settle for lesser. We don't fear no oppressor. On this road, let's travel. We embodying the strength of a million ancestors. Let's go. Standing 10 toes, equipped for any weather. Talking rain, sleet, or snowfall, drought, famine, or world war. We on a mission for enlightenment by any measure, for real. And I still got open wounds to heal, but I'm out in the field like a samurai, sharpen the blade, moving peace, but I'm licensed to kill, okay?
Purity and loyalty, I sing from the depths of my heart. Harmony inside of me, reflecting the light of my guide. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love.
Eye to eye with some evil forces. The false gods they idolize, about to leave as corpses. See, the veil then got lifted on the ones that's wicked, but they can only stay in power long as we endorse it. When we attach to shit that's toxic, cause we think it's culture. Your president ain't solve a problem, why you keep on voting? The world at your fingertips, but you too busy scrolling. Do Instagram deserve to see all of your sacred moments? Cause you can follow trends for attention, but when you speaking truth, they gon' shadow ban your mentions. It's all fun and games when niggas is going viral, but don't let your thirst for fame slowly grow into a sickness. Cause it's survival of the fittest, and life can be your heaven on earth, or this shit can be your prison. Boss it up, don't be the victim. We chose to walk the righteous path, it's time to stand up on that business. Say
Purity and loyalty, I sing from the depths of my heart. Harmony inside of me, reflecting the light of my guide. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love. Yeah, yo, my divinity is carved into eternity. My validity evolved into my currency. It's really in me, it ain't on me. I am woman, so I come with certain knowing. Cosmic star, I'm always flowing, attached to no identity. Their reality is poison, call me remedy. When I tuned into their noises, I was questioning my faith and my sanity, saying shit was never handed to me. Now speak abundance on my legacy. Free all my people through the galaxy. All is fair in love and war, so I'm pulling out my swords for the melanated starseeds and goddesses. A lotus at my feet and a Glock 9 tucked, cause I'm all about the balancing. Eternal entity, never worry about luck. What's for me is always guaranteed. I share purity, I share loyalty, I share. I sing from the depths of my heart. Harmony inside of me, reflecting the light of my guide. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love. Is what you are, a star, a star, a star. Is what you are, a star. And my orbit is full of love.
I'm past the point of complacency. Don't play with me. Chosen like Moses, I'll raise the seed. Just wait and see. Addiction and violence, ancestors had to wait on me. 120 pounds of flesh, but all this weight on me. Heavyweight champ, caterpillar to butterfly, I still sting like a bee. Land of milk and honey for the rest of my team. They was resting on me, now the rest history. Only right that I profit, I'm a walking prophecy. But I'm running this shit, runway was made for me. A flight of fashion week, fight or flight, angel wings. Bigger picture movie screens, I was the missing puzzle piece. Enemies puzzled how I pieced the shit together, I found my inner peace. My interior clean, came in chains and whips and they still want the same thing. I just wanted my freedom, I slayed every demon. R.I.P. put they name up on a T. Hibiscus tea, my cup runneth over, whole world clap for queen. I'm on an ultralight beam, I'm an ultralight being. As above so below, from the heavens and the skies to the roots of the trees. I'm screaming free the world until the whole world is free.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times. So I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my code to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors, trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.
Peace and blessings, Star Seed. Peace and blessings, Star Seeds. It is the goddess Rael. Thank you for tapping in tonight. Thank you. It is a Paranoia night. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope show to step two. Hey, yes. Welcome to Paranoia Star Seed Podcast. Tonight is a math night. I hope you got your pencils, your pads, your calculators, your degrees. No, I'm joking. You don't necessarily need a degree. We got someone with that for you tonight. Okay. The Metaphysician is in the building. That's right, Mr. Westbrooks. And we are talking about what's in the name tonight. We're going to break down several names tonight, as well as tell you how to break down your own name so you can know what's in a name. I hope you've been doing that, and I hope you've been following us on Instagram. I've been putting up the reels, getting you prepared for the show so you knew what was coming. So I hope you're ready tonight. Got your notebooks and you're ready for school with Mr. Westbrooks. So without further ado, I will not hold you. Before I bring Mr. Westbrooks on, we will be graced with Mr. Westbrooks again with the January numerological. That's just how we do numerological forecast. So here we go. Here's January forecast, y'all. Let me remove myself.
Welcome to another Supreme Numerics offering brought to you by Mr. Westbrook's class, and welcome to a new month. This is the January numerology message for the collective. And while we can go in a few different directions with the numbers, I'm going to focus on the master number 11 in the universal month, along with the master number 11 found inside of the word January. We'll explore how these aspects of January fit in and work together with the other energies we find in the word January and the letters that make it up. So the message for this month under the master number 11 energy is to be the visionary, which is one of the meanings on the positive side of the 11. Where does the 11 come from? How did we get 11? Well, we add the current year we're in, 2026, to January, which is the first calendar month. And 2026 adds up to 10, and 10 plus 1 equals 11. I'll talk more about the root number 2 when we add 1 plus 1 together later on, but I want to work with the 11 first, since it also shows up in the word January. When we transpose the numerical values to the letters in January, the first 2 letters, J and A, both represent the number 1 in both systems of numerology, the Chaldean and Pythagorean. Since they're the first 2 letters of the word, they represent the cornerstone, or they set the tone and the stage for the rest of the word. Again, the universal numerology message for January 2026 is be the visionary. According to the dictionary, Oxford, Merriam-Webster, etc., whatever you choose, a visionary is someone who involves themselves in thinking about the future and planning for the future. A visionary is someone with original ideas about what the future could look like. Visionaries develop innovative and creative ideas, inspire change, and they dream, but they also take action. Visionaries are also highly spiritual people who intuitively see visions through dreams, channeling, and other methods. Embrace the spiritual downloads and spiritual practices this month and use those downloads to set the foundation for the rest of the month or even the rest of the year, since we're in a one universal year, and that's all about planting seeds for this new 9-year cycle. Keep a pen and paper handy or a recorder for when you receive those downloads, because they come very quickly and you want to be able to revisit them and put them into action at some point in the future. Typing, video, or voice recording are good for documentation, but pen and paper makes it real. Aside from the double ones at the beginning of the word January, there are also 2 more additional ones with the second A and then the Y in the Chaldean system to make it a total of 4 ones in the word. Those repeated ones add extra seed planting, creative, and innovative energy, and January happens to be the first month. So January wants us to plant seeds, welcome in newness, and tap into our creativity, along with being the visionary. And the master number 11 is made up of double ones, which again adds to the intensity compared to a number 1 by itself. Now, I would like to return back to our definitions of visionary and the emphasis on planning and thinking about the future. Considerations for the future show up in other parts of the word January. We see it in the expression number, the sum total of the letters in January in both systems. In the Chaldean system, January adds up to a 17 as a compound number and the number 8 as a single digit number. 17 deals with leaving a legacy. January wants us to be the visionary, but don't just think about this year, but make plans and moves that will affect you, your family, community, and world beyond your lifetime in this physical realm. Instead of just thinking about what we want to accomplish this month or this year, we must think about 20, 30, 50, even 100 years down the line during this month. Take advantage of the frequency, the downloads, the creative, innovative, and inventive energy. By doing so, we receive what we put out. That's the message of the number 8, the infinite symbol of build and destroy in the supreme mathematics, and that number of abundance, but you only get that abundance if you apply the discipline, and then you can receive the prosperity, which is the message of that 17-8. The expression of the word January in the Pythagorean system adds up to 27, which represents strength and dominance, and it's a fortunate number for future events. So again, we should be thinking heavily about the future this month. 2 and 7 are both intuitive numbers. 2 is a partnership and cooperative number, while the 7 provides inner knowing, analysis, and spiritual insights. January reminds us to use our intuition, inner guides, analytical abilities while working cooperatively with others to become inspirational leaders in accordance with the number 9 when we add that 2 and 7 together. And this is also where the root number of 2 plays a role when we reduce the master number 11 in the universal month down to 2, because that 11 is a high and intense energy that not everyone will be willing or able to vibrate on. Now, what do we say about visionaries? We said they're leaders who inspire change and inspire others. So yes, there's a lot of number 1 energy throughout the calendar and word vibration, and that's about putting yourself first. But the number 9 in the vowels of January in the Chaldean system and the expression in the Pythagorean system reminds us to consider others as the humanitarian number. And the number 6 in the personality number in the Pythagorean system, and the personality number represents the consonants of the word January. That reminds us to bring balance and to be helpful to others. And before I wrap up this message, I want to talk about winter for a moment. There's criticisms about the new year starting in the dead of winter and how people are in the mood to sleep more and hibernate. It could seem and feel contradictory with all of this fiery and active energy in January, with all of the 1s, 9s, 8, and there's also a 3 in the word vibration too. If your body and soul is calling you to hibernate, you can honor that, but still use the numerology energy by just using this time to plan and manifest, which doesn't require a lot of physical work and movement. In your naps, you can even receive messages in your dreams. Map everything out, get your ideas out, and do the physical hard work in the springtime if you choose to. And if you choose to charge ahead through the winter, that's fine too, if that's what your spirit is calling you to do. In closing and in context of this one universal year, by all means, put yourself first and consider your wants and needs first. But also in this visionary future planning time of this month, think about how your individual goals and objectives fit into the bigger picture of what you can leave behind for your family, community, and the world. Be patient, compassionate, and understanding of others. Both the master number 11 on a higher vibration and the root number 2 on a lower, less intense vibration speaks to that patience, compassion, and understanding. That's what I want you to journal about this month in terms of being the visionary, thinking and planning for the future. Speak to source, ask for guidance or the answers to what you should focus on, and write it down, journal it. So that's the message, the January 2026 numerology message for the collective. I will that all of you have a fulfilling, inspiring, creative, and fresh month full of newness, and continue working and striving to become the best version of yourself. Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrooks. Yes, without further ado, what a beautiful message. Absolutely, sis. Shout out to Mawu Lisa in the building. Thank you, Starseeds. Hope you got that beautiful message for January. We got a lot to unpack with Mr. Westbrooks. So without further ado, class is in session. Hey, welcome. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Yep, got it. I got it. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Starseeds. How y'all doing out there tonight? this evening. Glad to be back. Glad to be back in January.
Yes.
To hang out with the star seeds and kick it on this virtual cipher, this virtual stoop, this porch.
Yes. Oh, I like that, the virtual stoop.
Yep. So yeah, it's great. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. I'm excited to talk about these numbers, and what's in the name. And that comes from Shakespeare right there. What's in the name? See, I'm tapping into my English teacher bag now.
Yes, please.
Shakespeare says what's in the name, and my answer is damn near everything.
Yes, I love that because I do love Shakespeare myself, being a connoisseur of the arts. We talked about number 11 for the month of January. Really beautiful message. You said so many numbers, and I was like, "Oh, that's a lot of numbers. That's 17 and that 8. Yes, I love it. And can you give us some insight? So now we here. We the beginning of the Gregorian calendar year, whatever.
Yeah, that thing. Yep.
Yes. So as we look forward, because a lot of us like to look out to the future, we don't like staying too much in the present too much, and children don't like to look in the past. As we look forward with the number 1 starting off this year, and the 1 influence is going to be with us throughout all of the months to come. Right. So you got the 1 influence of the year, but now we move into the 2 to the 3. All right.
Yeah, for each month. Yes.
So thus far, we are almost 11 days in to this month.
Indeed.
How are you feeling with those forecasts and with the energy you're feeling since this month has begun?
Well, personally speaking, I could speak for myself, and then also keep in mind that when I do these forecasts or I do these messages, these monthly messages, this is the universal energy. We also have our personal energy too. And to review, you can calculate your personal yearly and monthly energy by adding your birth month and birthday to the current year or the year you want to know about. So if you want to know about 2026, you take your birth month and your birth year and add that to 2026. And to calculate your personal monthly energy, you take the result of that birth month plus birthday plus the year you want to know about and add that to the calendar month you want to know about. So in this instance, it would be January. So you would add that to January. And that will give you an idea of what's affecting you on a more personal and intimate level. Of course, you'll be affected by both, but that personal energy can add some modification to that universal energy as well. But speaking personally, I felt a little bit of both of that energy. I felt that on-go energy where I'm getting those calls from folks to do events and do work and do speaking things and presenting things. And I've also felt that energy of, I don't feel like doing none of that. I just want to lay down somewhere. So I felt a little bit of both. So some days I'm feeling one way, other days I'm feeling the other way. So it's interesting navigating winter time when you have in navigating winter time when you live in the Northeast. Also, I add that too, because navigating winter in the Northeast is different from navigating it down south. Like my people's in Georgia where they having 70-degree days and on Christmas Day and all of that. One of my sisters, she was outside walking the trails, it was looking gorgeous outside. I'm like, man, I'm jealous. So that does make a difference. But I've been feeling a mixture of moving forward, that fiery energy, and also that hibernation energy too. So I roll with it as best I can. You know, I honor my body when it tells me to rest. When I feel that energy to go, I go. I also have that discernment of when I need to exercise discipline, when I'm not in the mood, and when I know to fall back a bit and rest. So just listen to your body, listen to your spirit. Your spirit is going to talk to you. Your guides are going to talk to you. Source is going to talk to you. It's going to tell you. Your intuition is not going to fail you. It's going to tell you what you should do, which direction to take, which way to go. You know, the numbers just add an additional piece of guidance and assistance with that. You know, so you're using the numbers to guide you. You know, the numbers aren't necessarily predictive. They're not psychic necessarily. They're just based on past patterns and cycles and sequences that are observable, and they're here to guide you and help you navigate this world and this realm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Mm-hmm. So be prepared. To help us be prepared for the energies that we're about to experience. And we all have our own individual numbers and so many other things that influence us. So those energies are like the background music, I feel like, of everybody's life, right? So speaking of everyone's life, we're going to talk about names. Let's get into this name, because we've been talking about numbers a lot. We've been talking about months and we've been talking about years. So let's talk about numbers and names. Like how important, again, you said Shakespeare asks, what is it in the name?
Yeah, what's in the name? Right. All right. Well, before we get into that, let me go ahead and give the invocation and open up with the day's mathematics. So like we said, it is a one universal year, 2026. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 is 1. We're in the first month of the Gregorian fiscal year calendar, the new year. It is an 11 universal month, as you heard in the video. Today is the 10th of January, although we only got a couple hours left. It'll be going into the 11th in a couple of hours. So today was actually a 111 portal, which and whenever you see triple ones or quadruple ones, though that angel number 1 or that repeated number 1 is a message of manifestation. So you could have used, and you could still use this energy after we get off of here to do some manifesting. And the message with the triple 1 is to keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts are what's manifesting your reality. And so that number 1 as a single digit, it's all about forward movement, creativity, fresh starts. And when we add in the number 3 makes it a 3 universal day, and we get that from adding up the month, day, and the year. So when we add that triple 1 together, it adds up to a 3, and with that forward movement, creative energy, manifestation energy, it adds an element of optimism, playfulness, and fun with that number 3 universal day. And in the supreme mathematics, I don't know if Knowledge Born Allah's in the room or if he's going to watch the replay, but today's mathematics god is knowledge cipher. And I see it as knowledge being the foundation of all things. And in order to create and tap into that creativity, you need those building blocks, you need that foundation in order to create. So that's the rundown for today. Now, names. Names in numerology can become very intricate. There are, and I'll go through, before we get into breaking down the names, I'll go over some of the ways that you can examine the name from a numbers perspective. But overall, names and just words in general are vibrations. Each letter within the name or word is assigned a numerical value from 1 to 9 or 1 to 8, depending on which system. As you heard in the video, I referred to 2 different systems, and I'll show those to you in a few minutes. But names and words are vibrations, just like sounds are vibrations. And when you carry a certain name, it carries a certain energy or vibration. We have names that we're born with, and we have nicknames and names that we're just called and we go by. And whenever you change your name, whether that's through acquiring an attribute or getting married, that changes the vibration of what you project to the world and how the world sees you. So that's why names are so important. So if you're thinking about changing your name, or if you notice that the energy of your life feels different after a name change, it's because that name carries a particular vibration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all about the name changing. I'm all about the energy switching. I'm all about experiencing yourself on all the different levels of who you are. Like, you know, we might come into this world with that certain type of energy, but the experiences we have sometimes shape us into different types of energy just based on the interactions we have with others and the interactions we have with ourselves based on the interactions we've had with others. So yeah, I love this. I'm ready for the name breakdowns and how we can get to it.
Yes, and you can change your name. You can't change your birthday, but you can change your name, right? And depending on what you're using your name for, if you're considering a name change, think about how it interacts with your birthday, because sometimes we select names that are beneficial to us, or we select names that are out of harmony, with our energy. So that's why it's important to, not only look into the meaning of a name, but look into the numerical vibration. So, and that applies for those entrepreneurs out there. When you're choosing a business name, you want to choose a business name that's in alignment either with your birthday or the incorporation date or the inception date of your business. Or you want to choose a number that corresponds with the goals of your business too. So for example, I'll talk about Supreme Numerics as an example. Supreme Numerics was a very intentional selection. So I thought about the name and what it means definition wise, but I also broke it down numerically too. And Supreme Numerics, in the older system of numerology, it adds up to the number 8. And then in the more modern system, it adds up to a number 1. And I use that to create my motto or my slogan for my business, my short, brief description of the purpose and the mission of my business, which is through the proper and practical study and application of numerology, we can work together to help you activate your personal power and your abundance. Because the number 1 is the number of power. Number 8 is also a number of power. Number 8 is also abundance. Yeah. So that is my mission, and that is my focus, to help people achieve their personal power or activate their personal power so they can achieve abundance. So that's that's an example there. And I like the 1 and the 8 because those are in harmony with with the numbers in my birthday. I'm an 8 life path. I'm also a Capricorn, Capricorn.
I see.
And, Capricorn rules the number 8. 1 is one of my key numbers, since I'm born on a day that adds up to a 4. 4 is interchangeable with the number 1. 4 and 1 are both the sun numbers. So I make sure I found a name or came up with a name, a business name that is in harmony with the numbers in my birthday. So this is how you use the numbers and the numbers and the letters and the words to navigate, you know. So that's how you do it. That's where you can start with it if you're looking to change your name or come up with a business name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a download. It's like a key, being a custom key being made for you. Every time you change your name, it's like you get a new door to unlock with that name, you know. So it comes with its own. You gotta go get a new key printer. You can't use the same key. It's not even gonna open the same doors, because it's like the name, the flow, the frequency of that name is actually a vibration that is within the universe. So it's like you're getting on track with a new vibration when you get that new name. So I love that. I love it. And I love the looking into it for your business. There was a time that I was thinking of opening a salon, and I was going to name it Bricks, right? And I looked it up under the I think it's the Kabbalah. They have the naming system, and it was like, do not. It was like, at first it was like, it will attract people in the beginning, but it comes off as cold, and this is the frequency and all. And I was like, yep, not going to name my salon Bricks, because it's going to give off a certain type of energy. And that's a frequency. Again, it's like knowing these things, it's like having keys to navigating, you know, a little bit easier. It's like getting in the flow with the universe. Don't go against the grain. Don't name your business something that's not going to help it prosper. So it's good to look into that. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's so crazy. You say you was thinking about opening the salon. You're gonna see why. You're gonna see why when we get into these name breakdowns.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Whatever you want, however you want to flow.
Okay. All right. So let me give so I'll give you all a quick little mini lesson before we start breaking down names. And so like I said, there are multiple aspects to a name in numerology. I won't explain all of them. I'll go through some of the major ones just so you can get an idea. And I'll start with the expression number. So the expression number is calculated by adding up the sum total of all the letters in a name or a word. Now, when I'm sitting down with a client and I'm doing a consultation, I'm usually dealing with their name, like either their birth name or the name that they go by. So to take myself, for example, my birth name is Nicholas Westbrooks, but most of the time I just go by Nick Westbrooks. So there's a couple of systems of numerology. One deals with the name that you're given at birth, while the other system deals with the name that you go by most often. And those would be the Chaldean and the Pythagorean systems that I mentioned in the monthly report. The Chaldean system of numerology is the older, more ancient, more mystical system coming from the melanated peoples from that area of Chaldea. Then the Pythagorean system is the more modern system. Most of us are familiar with the Pythagorean theorem from geometry class, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or however it goes. That's so funny. We don't even use any of that now that we out of high school. But anyway, Pythagoras, whether Pythagoras was a real person or if it was a group of people, Pythagoras is more than just that theorem that we learned in high school. He also had a system of numerology that he learned from the ancients. Remember, he spent 22 years in ancient Kemet. So he learned numerology and all those sciences. He was in the mystery schools. He created mystery schools that had students and followers and all of that. So he has a system of numerology that is more modern and more of a Western type of numerology. So I'm going to show you the alphabets, and then I'm going to tell you about some of these different parts of the name and words. So I'm going to share my screen and just show these alphabets. So Rael, once I put this up, you can publish it for me. Okay, I'm moving a little slow though, a little frozen there. Okay, here we go. All right, so here what you see on the screen, this is the Chaldean system. So you notice that it goes from 1 to 8, and the number, you see the numbers going across the top. The letters under each number represents the numerical value for each of those letters. So for example, the letters A, I, J, Q, and Y, those are assigned to the number 1, or they carry that number 1 vibration. And you notice that there's no real pattern to this alphabet. It's just kind of randomized. Well, it seems randomized to us. I'm sure the ancients had their reasonings and, for the way that they assigned them. But we do know that they held the number 9 to be very sacred and in high regard. So they did not assign any letters to the number 9. And you'll see the difference in the Pythagorean system when I put that alphabet up. But it's but you know that in numerology, it's a single digit system that goes from 1 to 9. So the number 9 still exists in Pythagorean, in the Chaldean system, but it's not assigned to any letters when it comes to the alphabet. So I'm going to take that down, and then I'm going to put up the other alphabet. Here we go. I'll take that. Okay. All right. So this is the Pythagorean alphabet, aka modern numerology alphabet. So you see the difference here. It goes from 1 to 9 instead of 1 to 8. And not only that, it also follows a pattern. You don't even have to memorize this. All you have to do is number 1 to 9 across the top, and then you just list out the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And once you get the number 9, you just start over. And when you get to J, you start over at the number 1. So you notice that this is a much easier alphabet to learn than the Chaldean system. And like I said, the Chaldean is more ancient, more mystical, while Pythagorean is more modern, not as mystical. Also, the Chaldean takes into account the double-digit numbers or the compound numbers, while the Pythagorean system primarily only looks at the single digits. And the Chaldean is also a bit more accurate than the Pythagorean system, but the Pythagorean system is also very accurate, but the Chaldean system just goes a bit more deeply than the Pythagorean system. Now, when I do my monthly breakdowns, when I break down the vibration of the months, like I did for the word January, not just the calendar January, but the actual word, I use both systems to provide a bigger, fuller picture of the frequencies and the energies that are at play and are working here. And I also do the same when I'm breaking down someone's name in the consultation. I will break down the name in both the Pythagorean and the Chaldean systems to give that person a bigger picture of their energy and their profile. Now, to talk about some of the aspects of words and especially names, we'll start with the expression number. The expression number represents the sum total of all the letters in a name or a word. If we're talking about a name, the expression number is the full name, first, middle, and last name, if there's a middle name. If we're just talking about the word, we're just talking about the sum total of all the letters in that word. And the expression number represents amongst a few things that it does represent, it denotes a person's possible purpose in life, what they're here to show the world, what they're here to learn and teach the world. And it can also give some indications of what they might do or what they might lean towards in terms of career or vocation. And the expression number also can tell you your natural abilities and talents, regardless of any type of training or education. Now, the inner urge, also called the motivation number, that is represented by all of the vowels in a word or name. And that denotes the inner desires, needs, and wants of that person, if it's a name, or that word or concept, if it's a word. The personality number is calculated by adding up all of the consonants in the name. So we going back to elementary school English class, our vowels and consonants, everybody. So if you forgot what those are because you've been out of school for 20, 30, 40 plus years, your vowels are A, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, if Y is being used as a vowel. And what that means is Y is making the same sound as an I, or something like that. Consonants are all the other letters that are not vowels. and Y, so when Y is not being used as a vowel, or it's not being used as a diphthong, in which that's two letters put together to form a vowel sound, it's acting as a consonant. For example, a woman named Yolanda, the Y, that first Y is a consonant, but if you got someone named, let's say, Lloyd or Sybil, that Y is making a vowel sound. But anyway, the personality number, the total of all the consonants, that represents the outer representation of that word or that person, if it's a name. What people receive, that first impression that they get when they first meet someone, that's what the personality number tells someone in the name. The cornerstone, and I mentioned the cornerstone in the January message, the cornerstone is the first letter of the word, and that lays the foundation for the rest of the word. And it also represents how that person approaches life and situations, if it's someone's name. And then the last thing that I'll mention about words and names, well, particularly names, is the table of traits. And I forgot to pull up a table of traits image, but the concept behind the table of traits is you going back to those alphabets and those numerical values for each letter, and you're looking at how many times each number appears in that name, how many ones are in the name, how many twos are in the name, so on and so forth. And depending on how many particular numbers are in the name, that can represent certain strengths or weaknesses within a person's energy or being. And if you have an average number of a particular value in the name, that's like a neutral type of energy. If it's above average, that can represent added intensity. They also call the table of traits the magic box or points of intensity. And if you have few or missing numbers from a name, that can represent some weaknesses that you either need to work on, strengthen some of those weaknesses, or if you don't have those numbers in your name, they might show up elsewhere in your numeral scope, such as your birthday. So now that I got that out of the way, we're gonna get into the best part, right? So I'm gonna call the goddess Rael back up to the stage because we're gonna dialogue a little bit because she's gonna be the participant. Like you at the magic show and they like, may I have a volunteer come up?
I'm a test subject, y'all. Yes. I'm a little white mouse in the.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Now, what's getting ready to happen here is Rael has shared with me a list of names that she has gone by over the years. So I have calculated the value of these names, just the expression of them, because if I went into every aspect of the names, we'll be here all night. We'll be rising with the sun, just like an episode of Sleeping with the Enemy or something. So we're just going to deal with the sum total of these names that she goes by. And with the exception of one of the names, these are all, either attributes or nicknames. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to deal with the expression and we're going to look at them as what we call daily names. And what a daily name is, that pretty much means is that this is the name that you're most often called and known by. It's the overall energy that we project or we allow others to see on a daily basis. It represents what is seen on the outside, and it offers a little bit of info to people on the outside while concealing the whole story. And it reflects the general outer presentation, characteristics, personality, challenges, and how we interact. It's how you choose to be seen and how others see you, in the manner in which you respond to the energy that you project. So that's what we're thinking about when we're going through these names here. So I just want you all to keep that in mind. And I'm not going in any particular order, so these aren't necessarily in chronological order, but what I will do, or what I am doing, is I am saving Goddess Rael for last, since that is the most recent name change. That's
my most recent incarnate.
Yes, that is the that is the evolution, the transformation. If you all have been here for a while, you have known and seen the transformation, and you see that Rael did the shows, breaking down the reasons for the name change and announcing that she is stepping into a new phase and a new energy. So how big of a deal this name change is for her. So we're gonna save that one for last. Okay. But most of you all are probably familiar and remember, because it's not too far back in history, but you remember Foxy Roxy. So Foxy Roxy. Oh, and I forgot to mention this too. I'm only using the Chaldean system because if I do both systems, I don't want to confuse everybody, and like I said, I don't want to be here all night either, going through all these systems. But we just gonna look at the Chaldean system, and Foxy Roxy adds up to the number 46 as the compound number. So we're gonna talk about the 46, and pay attention. You're gonna hear some patterns with some of these names, but you're also gonna notice some differences too. So you're going to notice that some things haven't changed over the course of these name changes. And this first sentence is going to be a hint that of one of those things that hasn't changed. So 46 is psychic, an inventive creator or scientist. It has lofty standards. 46 frequently gets money and loses it when its goals are unrealistic. 46 aspirations must be balanced to see success and consistent progress. You know, so we're starting with the 46, and look, it's a lot of numbers. So I wrote them down. So I'm going to be on my Phil Valentine yellow pad shit back in the 90s, you know, with the notes here. y'all remember that yellow pad he had at them lectures? That's the type of time I'm going to be on with this right here. But don't worry, it ain't going to be no 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So that's number 46. Now when we add 4 and 6 together to get 10, so the double digits, they represent the energy that's working behind the scenes. That single digit is at the forefront, but those double digits, before we get to that single digit, those are the energies that are working behind the scenes. So that 46 is working behind the scenes to get to the 1. That number 10 is working behind the scenes as well, because 4 plus 6 is 10. And 10 is that Wheel of Fortune number. It represents good luck and is known for positive or negative deeds based on one's actions. Plans and goals are fully realized with that number 10 energy. So that number 10 energy, that depends on how you use it. You can experience good luck or you can experience bad luck. That depends on whether you're moving positively or negatively. And when we reduce that down to the single digit of 1, that 1 is ambitious, creative. It doesn't like taking orders from others. It's an authority. It's an entrepreneur, business person. It's a supervisor. On the positive side, it's independent, creative. It's a leader, innovative, determined, go-getter. On the challenging or negative side, it could be arrogant, bossy, impatient, egotistical, and lack direction. So Foxy Roxy, that's the first one. So what you think about that?
Yo.
So talk to us. Talk to us about the Foxy Roxy era and how the numbers and the energy kind of lines up when you were using that name right there.
Foxy Roxy. Yeah. Yes, Foxy Roxy actually was given to me from a work colleague. And that's so funny because, again, it's that ambition, the number 1. I did not, and I definitely do not, and still do not. That one's going to probably follow me. Do not like taking orders from other people. I've never have liked it because I just be feeling like I got this. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Because when you carry that 1 energy, honestly, it's like you already are a natural born leader. So you pretty much can guide yourself. And a lot of times people aren't trying to lead you. They try and boss you, and we don't really like that shit right there. So yeah, I feel that Foxy Roxy was actually a rebirth. She was a rebirth of, you know, Rocky. You know, I had kind of grown out of that Rocky into Roxy. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Foxy Roxy. Oh, okay. It was a little extra to, it wasn't just Roxy now, it's Foxy Roxy. So it was definitely an evolution. It definitely was an era, a very strong era, I believe. I believe that it was a cloaked era for me. I feel like it was a era of great power that was hidden during that time. So
yeah, you know, just like that projection there, you know, that name. You projected what you wanted people to see while concealing the whole story for your own protection, of course. Absolutely. You know, because if you show them too much, they'll use it against you and try to attack you. You know, but
you already know.
Yeah. So that is a great transition, because you said it evolved from Rocky. So with that being said, let's go into Rocky now.
Oh my God, that's the baby girl.
Yeah, so Rocky adds up to a 15. Oh, but you know what? I forgot to mention one thing. So Foxy Roxy is spelled Foxxi Roxxi. So you got those two X's in both Foxy and Roxy. And when you have those two X's, that's a master number, a hidden master number within there. So you got so X in the Chaldean system is the number 5. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to see a lot of 5s across these names. So that's going to be something that's common across a lot of these names is the number 5. But the number
I was born on the 23rd, which is the 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got 5s in some of these names also, as you're going to see. But the 55 as a master number, that is the master genius, and because the number 5 is an intellectual number, and when you double that 5, it adds intensity and potential to the meaning of that singular 5. So master genius, mastermind behind that Foxy Roxy. You said that hidden power that people didn't see. One of those hidden powers was that mastermind genius, for sure. Now going to Rocky.
That is wild, for real. That is wild. I was just having a conversation with somebody about that. I was like, it's so funny because, again, God will cloak us in a way that people will see what they want to see when they look at you, but you know who you are. And it's so funny when you see people and you can see what they think, but you know who you are, and it's just two different things going on, and you just be like, I'm gonna let you think what you think, because this is interesting. Yeah,
yes, it
that
is.
hidden knowledge. So for sure, I like that.
Yes,
I'm gonna click off the camera, but I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. Do your thing. All right. So we're gonna go to Rocky now. Now Rocky adds up to the number 15. 15 as the compound double-digit number, 6 as a single-digit number. So let's talk about what the 15 means. So the number 15 is a lucky number for getting money, gifts, and favors from others. It's eloquent in speech, gifted in music, art, and acting. So we're gonna hear music, art repeated throughout these names. The 15 is its expressive character is matched with a strong sexual nature and magnetism. 15 represents magic and mysticism on a base level of spirituality. As the devil card in tarot, the 15 uses every mode of alchemy to carry out its wishes and get what's desired. The devil is the materialization of temptation and portrays the negative side of the number 6 within the human body, mind, and soul through thoughts, habits, decisions, and actions. For example, indulging in drugs, alcohol, cheating, lust, sensory-based pleasures. And the negative results of indulging in those vices, that number 5 part of that 15 represents the vices, that when you, the results of that, you're ultimately living in hell or being in hell with the devil, right?
Oh.
and that can look like, that's not, fire and brimstone and all of that, but it's disease, it's broken trust and relationships. And when you look at the card, the image of the card, you got the man and the woman in the chains. They're chained, they're held in bondage. They're slaves to their vices and their poor choices. So they can either choose to break the chains or they can face the consequences. And as a single digit, the number 6 deals with love and relationships. The consequences can deal with the loss of something or someone that is either loved or something that is loved, or the consequences are due to loving something or someone that's toxic or harmful. Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little Tourette's.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of that for for the rest of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if I can do this live. I'm gonna have to click off the camera a couple of times.
Hey, that's all right. I'm gonna still be here. Okay. Now, when we look at the number 6 as a single digit, the positives of the number 6 is that it's charming, attractive, responsible, it's magnetic, generous, and on the negative side, it could be a tyrant, possessive, stubborn, unrealistic. Number 6 is the number of balance also and healing. The number 6 is your favorite energy, that Venus energy.
Venus.
Venus rules the number 6. And, that's love, that's beauty, that's creativity, artistic ability and expression, music, acting, art. And so when you said opening up a salon, I'm like, that's very much so in alignment and in lockstep with that Venus and that number 6 energy, because that's dealing with beauty, and number 6, as far as other vocations, along with vocations in art and in beauty, the number 6 is also that helpful kind of person, that energy. So they'll do well or they'll gravitate towards careers or work or vocation that deals with taking care of others and helping others, such as coaches, teachers, nurses, counselors, and things of that nature. So what you got to say about Rocky?
And Starseed activators. And yes. So Rocky, yes, that was little me. Ambitious, very much so. Always spiritual, always been very different as a child. Mm-hmm. It's so funny because if I hear Rocky, I kind of cringe because I know that whoever that is knew me from a long ass time ago, because nobody called me Rocky. But it makes a lot of sense. It has
that make a lot of sense. You ain't got to go into details, but if you said it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Then you said ambition, so it has that one. Going back to the compound number 15, that number 1 is an ambitious number. Followed by the 5, which you carry throughout your birthday and your name. Representing those changes and adaptability and that genius and intellectualism. So you probably were always, very, very bright, smart, intellectual, no matter what stage or age or what name you were going by. Mm-hmm. Now, so that's Rocky. That's Rocky. So now let's go into this full name here. So you gave me a first and a last name with this one right here. So
this is my government.
yeah. This is a government, everybody. So first name, last name. If you know where y'all know a name. If y'all don't know, I don't know what to tell you, but another aspect of a name that I didn't talk about at the beginning is the last name, and the last name that can be referred to as your domestic name, or it can be referred to as your family, or it can represent your family traits. So the last name, let's say if it's a name that you were born with, that just represents the energy that you inherited when you joined that family or when you were born. Or let's say it's a married name. Once you give up that birth name and take on that married name, that you're taking on the energy of that family, and what that number represents. So I'm going to start with the last name, and the last name adds up to the number 27 / the number 9 as a single digit. So the people of this family, they could be described as aggressive, active. They have high opinions of themselves. They're well-traveled, they're determined, and they fight for what they believe in. And as a number 9, it's very possible that a lot of people in this family worked in careers where they wore uniforms and also risky careers too, such as military, law enforcement, firefighters, things like that. And as far as health issues that might run through this family, alcoholism is connected to the number 9. Accidents with machinery or cars, or accidents with sharp objects, fires, explosions, things like that might run through this family. So that's a little bit about the that last name there that adds up to a number 9. And then when we add up the first and the last name together, that adds up to a number 48. And this makes you a little bit more distinctive than the rest of the family, since we're including the first name. So the 48 has a compassionate nature. It's personable, pleasant, and loving. It's fortunate without the usual effort and has a successful marriage without sacrifice or struggle. 48 gains prosperity through artistic avenues. So there goes that artistic again. 48 is psychic. There goes that psychic again. It has an easygoing nature. So that's the 48. And when we add 4 plus 8 together, that equals 12. 12 is the hangman in tarot. It's the victim it represents the victim, a sacrificial lamb who's offered up for the personal or financial benefit and schemes of others.
The
fuck? In another perspective, like I mentioned in the last, I think it was the December forecast video about the hangman, it means taking action to cease action, pausing to gain perspective before making the next move. The number 12 is the number of misery and nervousness. It conveys a need to make amends, sacrificing its base nature to a divine source. And the positives of the number 3, when we add 1 and 2 together, the 3 is creative, imaginative, expressive, joyful. And on the negative side, it could be a gossiper, superficial, cruel, boastful. It can suffer emotional upsets. And number 3, people, either with 3s in the name or in the birthday, they can overwork themselves. And people who have a number 3 expression number, they may gravitate towards something in the art world or music, sales, beauty, or they could be like a socialite. When I hear socialite, I think of maybe like a party promoter or something like that, or someone or a radio personality, someone who's very expressive and they like to use their voice. Music too, singing, just saying. Yeah, see, so you got that one. And yeah, so that government name, man, what you think about that government name?
So when you start talking about that family name, that is so wild, because that would be my father's last name, right? Okay. And so my father was in the military. He is quite a firm person. And just the description of that number 9 energy, it fits so perfectly. And it's crazy because when I got married, I did not want to change my last name. I understood the energy that I was carrying, and I kind of did not want to disturb my personal energy. So technically I was supposed to be hyphenated, but I still never really technically did it. So on no paperwork had I changed my name, because I understood that was a change of frequency, a change of vibration. And I really honestly was not willing to make that change at that time. I knew what that would do. And I knew that, again, that was kind of like taking on, like you said, someone else's family's energy or that name, and I definitely was not wanting to do that. So I knew, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What you said, it made sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So I like I said, these aren't in order because I did Rocky, but I forgot I had Rock also. So we're gonna go back to Rocky and drop the Y and go to Rock. and listen, this is something important that everyone needs to understand too about names. The vibration of the name is dependent on the spelling of it. Yes, sounds are vibrations too, but in numerology, we're just looking at the spelling of the name. So you got a bunch of different ways that you could spell. Let's say Catherine, for example. They can all be pronounced the same way, but since they're spelled differently, they carry different vibrations.
Right.
So with that being said, just dropping one letter off the name completely changes the vibration of the name. Rocky, that's 5 letters. We just drop one letter to make it Rock. That changes the whole complete vibration of the name. So with the Y on it, Rocky added up to a 15-6, but when we drop that Y, Rock adds up to a 14-5. So let's learn about the 14, the 14-5. So the number 14 is the vibration of incarnation because the soul has no recollection of its past lives, making it forgetful in general. 14 is temperance, that temperance card, balance and moderation. It warns of trouble and threat from nature. 14 must act with caution and intuitively since it can be open to danger due to other people's stupidity. 14 can then be lucky when dealing with money, investments, and business. It's the number of rebirth and elevation to higher spiritual plane. So, for example, the rebirth, sex being raised to love and devotion. On the lower vibration, 14 is lust and addiction. So you got that duality there. You could choose to operate on a higher vibration or that lower vibration. But that 14 calls for balance and the need to restore balance in one's life. It's also the number of mental foundation. It becomes balanced in thought only when the mind lays a secure foundation. The number 14 is also a karmic debt number.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yes. I was waiting for that one right there.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. So those out there who aren't familiar with karmic debt numbers are if you have a karmic debt number in your name or your birthday, those represent setbacks or challenges or experiences in your current life as a result or as a payment for wrongdoing in the past life. Now, 14 as a karmic debt number, the wrongdoing in the past life was an abuse of personal freedom in which someone enjoyed freedom at the expense of others. Yeah, abuse of freedom. Yeah, so they enjoy freedom at the expense of others, overindulgence in vices, and in the way that a person can pay off that karmic debt is by applying moderation and abstinence. That's how. That's how you overcome that karmic debt, number 14. Now the number 5, we talked about number 5 numerous times because the goddess Ra'el was born on the 23rd, so she's a number 5.
Hey, there you go. He said, "What if you born on the 23rd?" That is so crazy. We're just about to get into that number.
Oh yeah. So the 23rd. So just to talk about the number 23, it's made up. So the number 23. Let's talk about the number 23 in Chaldean numerology. So the number 23, and then I'll come back to the name real quick. But the number 23 is the number of achievements as it receives assistance and protection from people in high places. A position is celebrity. 23 is quick-witted, mentally agile, smart, and eloquent in speech and writing. 23 is lucky with plans and promises a successful future. And as a compound number is made up of the 2 and 3. 2 is a partnership number and cooperation number. 3 is that creative number. So someone born on the 23 can also be a creative partner and some type of relationship, business relationship, personal relationship, romantic relationship. So that, that's a 23. Now, when we add 23 together and we get that single digit 5, the positives of the number 5 are the number 5 is adaptable, flexible, changeable. It's a strong communicator. Number 5s are travelers and they're multi-talented. On the negative side of the number 5, it could be careless, wasteful, vulgar, addicted, and it can suffer exhaustion. And people who have that number 5 in their name or their birthday, they might lean towards business or something in the literary world, like a writer or author or some type of organizer. Number 5s are very social, just like the number 3, and they get along with people pretty well and make friends pretty easily. So the number 5 is very good with dealing with the public in some way, dealing in PR or just dealing with the public, being out in the forefront there. So that's rock when we drop the Y.
So look,
yeah,
rock. Okay, that's
okay.
14.
Yeah, 14.
So that name is not a name that was given to me by God or nothing else. It's what people do when they lazy. Yo, rock. So growing up, that was my shortest name, and I used to hate it. I hated it, and that's so funny. You would say it's karmic. I knew the 14 was karmic because in a past relationship, of course, I'll be pulling people numbers. So if you get with me, baby, I'm like, Erica Badu, you better change jobs and change gods, because I'm gonna be pulling your numbers and everything. And I got into a relationship with a 14, a person with a 14, like all over the chart. And I was just like, I could feel that energy, like, oh Lord, I am not about to pay this debt with you, sir. You're gonna have to do this on your own. You can feel the energy of that. So that 14, that rock, was always something that was about to get me in trouble. It was always calling, hey, Rock, you want to go run to the store? Hey, Rock. No, Rock, don't do it. Rock, just don't do it, Rock.
Yeah, that's interesting that people call you that. So I guess since people call you that, was it ever, did anyone ever use it in writing? Like, did anyone ever like text Rock to you or write,
No, they called me Rock before we was texting, so it was just
okay. So that is interesting that you did ROCK for it.
It could have been ROC.
Yeah. So because they shortened your government name, your first name. So I wonder, like, if they just took the letters off of it, what the vibration would be if they just spelled it like your government name is spelled. So I might have to look at that to see what that at a later time.
Okay.
All right. So the next one, we not, y'all don't need to know what that one is called. We just gonna call that one double R.
Okay.
Yeah. We call that one double R, and I'm not talking about a Range Rover or Rolls Royce. You're talking about something that the goddess Rael was called at some point in her, in her travels and journey in this world. But it's the first R, the second R, they both add up to 8, so it forms like a master number 88 when you put them together. And that 88 is, master, success, and abundance. But when we add 8 and 8 together, it forms number 16, which is another karmic debt number. And this karmic debt number deals with setbacks and challenges as a result of strange, illicit love affairs or criminal activities.
Okay, you can move on to the next number. I don't even need to know no more.
All righty. Keep it moving. we got keeping it moving from double R. We got LL Cool J. We got double L now.
Okay.
So double L.
Okay.
That's another one that that y'all need to know out there. I know it, but y'all need to know what she was called, for that one. But that forms another master number when you put the two L's together. It forms the number 44, and 4 plus 4 is 8, and the eight energy or it projects, like we said for the daily name, it projects an intense, focused, business-minded type of energy. It's loyal, it's hardworking, it's an old soul, it's misunderstood. On a challenging side, it can be seen as a bully, cruel, greedy, power hungry, and someone with poor judgment.
That's interesting.
So that's double L right there.
That is very interesting with the double L. Very much so. It is a no, it's very interesting. That's all I can say. Later, you know what? It's crazy because it's just something I have to hold close to me. But later, I will reveal what that double L is, and then we'll go back and revisit what you said because it makes so much sense.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going. So next one is Antoinette. No, Marie. Antoinette. And that's so funny because I'm working with a consultant right now named Antoinette. She's helping me get my public service loan forgiveness paperwork done and get these student loans out the way. So shout out to Antoinette. Met her at the teachers convention in Jersey back in November. but anyway, I just spoke to her. Just spoke to her a couple days ago too, or earlier in the week actually. That's so funny. But anyway, that name adds up to the number 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. There goes that 5 again. But the 41 as a compound number is lucky with plans and is able to get what it wants, keeping dangerous things and people at bay. It has self-control over sexual and playboy or playgirl inclinations. And then the same things with the number 5, being adaptable, flexible, being intellectual, witty, strong communicator, all those things, careless, wasteful, vulgar, addictions, all of that. So that's Antoinette there. And then it has that double T in there for the 44. So you got that master number 44 in working in the background there. And that master number 44 is, it could be seen as a master healer, as one of the meanings there. So that's that one right there. That's Antoinette.
I like that. That's beautiful. Now I am sharing that is my middle name. So
okay.
I used to hide it, but I like it now. When I was younger, I didn't like it because it was too confusing. It was too many letters. I didn't know it was ION or OIN or E. Like it was just too much for me as a kid. I was like, why is my middle name so long? Why couldn't it just be Ann?
Okay, well let's talk about middle name for a second. So the middle name is the bridge. It's the bridge between the first and the last name. It's also known as the inner or soul energy. So I'm going to read this to you about the middle name. So it says it's perhaps the most important energy in the name analysis, for it reveals the truth about your inner soul. It shows hidden talents, true motivations, desires, and the level your soul is at or is trying to reach. It is like the place we all can be alone with our quote unquote self. Often it will reveal strange shadow messages from divine realms, explain certain feelings or yearnings, or simply solve puzzles a person has been aware of but unable to put together on their own for whatever reasons. Sometimes, though, the middle name can provide invaluable validation by confirming that the direction being pursued or the path being traveled is the right one, despite the poor condition of the road. Strong spiritual encouragement gets to the heart of the matter and offers insights into the true character and into where and how each person's unique gifts might be best utilized, both for the good of others and also for the good of the self. The inner essence often reveals insecurities, severe self-doubt, and periodic setbacks. In fact, this is where the key of freeing ourselves from quote-unquote jail is often found. It can show you what is missing from your life and which key will get you out the quickest. Here is also where personal attributes will make themselves known, and usually in no uncertain terms, which can also inspire the warmth of recognition. Unacknowledged or buried strengths often come to light and are finally and happily owned.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's the middle name.
Yes, that middle name's that hidden goddess energy.
Hidden goddess energy. That's right. You know, healing master energy, master healing energy.
Yes.
That mastermind again, because I told you it adds up to a number 5. So we got that hidden mastermind. Yeah. Like, you know, those people are sleeping on you. They don't know that you are a genius on the low, and that you got the master plan going on.
Yeah, you gotta, man, it's that cloaked energy. It's the hidden
cloaked energy. There you go.
That's so crazy. And then when I think about it, you know, when I think about the name Antoinette, I think of Marie Antoinette, right? Yeah. That queen energy, and for me to be carrying it, it's the hidden goddess energy. So I love that.
Yeah. Yes. Now, speaking of the goddess, let's get to the grand finale. The goddess.
Wait a minute, hold on. We gotta get the little sound effect for this. This is the last name of the night, right? This one.
This is the last name of the night. Well, it's actually a 2-in-1.
Right.
Because we got, yep. And I say it's a 2-in-1 because we are referring none other than to Goddess Rael, but we're gonna break down the Goddess Rael. But we know that when we're speaking to the Goddess Rael, we don't always say the full thing. We don't always say Goddess Rael. Sometimes we just say Rael. So I broke down Goddess Rael and Rael by itself.
Yes.
So we're gonna look at both of those. So I'm gonna this is gonna be funny too. I'm gonna tell you what each one adds up to individually. So goddess adds up to the number 29, and 29 is 11. Yep. Yeah. Now, guess what Rael adds up to?
11.
Yep.
Oh, snap. Yes.
Yeah, Rael adds up to 11 in the Chaldean system as well.
Wow.
And then we add up 29 and 11 together, that equals 40 as a compound number. And 40, unlike the other 4s, you know, such as the 4 by itself, 13, 22, 31, 40 is selfless and giving to others. Economical in nature, 40 is victorious in business and publishing. It's a lucrative investor and a sharp mathematician. It's the number of spiritual advancement and completion. So, for example, Jesus fasted for 40 days. The Great Flood was for 40 days and 40 nights. So, spiritual advancement and completion there, according to biblical math, right? That 0 behind the 4 adds potential to the number 4, and it means working for perfection. So the goddess Rael, everything that she does, she is working for perfection. Star seeds, y'all hear me out there? Yeah. You know, You know, she is selfless and gives to others. She's already living that vibration, leaning into that vibration. Now, the 4 as a single digit, the positives is order and stability, self-discipline, visionary, just like that master number 11. It's a visionary. It's foundation building number. It plans for the future. It creates systems and structures. On the challenging or the negative side, it could be critical, violent, rigid, revengeful, grudge holding, unpredictable, and moody. But Rael, she only vibing on the positive side. You know, she ain't none of those things. She ain't none of those things, you know. Well, you know, I mean, just as long as she will defend herself though, but she ain't she ain't just gonna be violent for no reason. No, let's clarify that. You know, that don't mean you can go run up on her and think she just gonna turn the other cheek.
I'm harmless.
Yeah. Remember her daddy's last name add up to a 9, so she ain't playing with y'all.
My father was a boxer as well, so that's so crazy.
Yes. The number 9s are the fighters.
He was a boxer.
Everything in life, you know. Yeah, those number 9 people, they be fighting, whether it's fighting people or just fighting life.
Don't give up, no.
Yeah, they fighters in all aspects of life. those number 9 folks. But with the number 4, also with the number 4, what you put in is what you get out too. With that number 4, so that's Goddess Rael altogether. Now, a lot of us we just shout out Rael. See, I do it myself too. I'll be like, hey, yo, Rael, what up? You know, and so Rael adds up to the master number 11 on that master number frequency, higher energy, and the number 2 as that bass or that lower octave of that energy. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, to vibrate on the master number energy 100% of the time. At some point, you're going to revert back down to the number 2, and that's not a bad thing. You know, the number 11, like we spoke about in a previous show, those master numbers carry a lot of responsibility, and they come with their own unique set of challenges too. But the 11 is known as the master intuitive, the psychic master. There goes that psychic again. The 11 is also known as the wounded healer and the visionary. It's empathetic, it's an empath, it's sensitive, it's a healer, like I said, intuitive and psychic. And you know, Rael, she heavy into her intuition. She followed that intuition to a T. She ain't never going off path from that intuition. So she's gonna continue to do that. I already know.
Yes.
So people with that master number 11 energy, they teach and inspire others to achieve a spiritual awakening. What do you think she's doing here on Pronoia Starseed podcast? She's teaching and inspiring y'all to activate that starseed energy. She is leaning into the vibration of that name. Definitely. Master number 11s, they manifest their desires through sustained focus. They're creative, they're inventive, they're compassionate, they're illuminating, they're charismatic. On the negative side, they can be shy, self-conscious, dishonest, manipulative, deceptive, or lazy. But you know, that's not Rael. You know, she only vibing on the positive side, on the high side of that. The 11 is the justice card. It's that duality of right and wrong and discerning what is the truth. The 11 cautions against unseen threats, trouble, and betrayal from others. So, Rael, you need to be careful about who you allow into your space and your energy. But like I said, your intuition is going to let you know that anyway. So you ain't even got to worry about that. But for you other folks out there that's not tapping into that intuition and you got 11s, 2s, or 7s in your name or your birthday, you need, or if you got master number 11s in your name or your birthday, you need to caution yourself not to be paranoid, but just be cautious about who you allow into your space, because you could be sleeping with the enemy.
Oy! True.
Yeah. And that 11 as an angel number or synchronicity number, just like we talked about with the master number 11 for January, it's also that doorway between the physical and the spiritual worlds for entities to come in and out. Now, those could be any type of entities coming in and out of them doors. They're not always positive. They're not always negative, So it's just entities moving in and out. And the number 11 is also in another perspective is also the number of fame and fortune too. The number 11, master number 11.
Yes.
So the 11 is also known as the psychic master. Like I said, it's a messenger of God and a master among men. For it is the nature of the 11 to delve into the mysteries of life. And that what do you think we're doing here? What do you think we're doing here on Pronoia? We are Rael is a messenger of God.
Absolutely.
She be getting those channels and those downloads. Those messages be coming from the big homie. And she's delivering them to you. And we delving into the mysteries of life in all these shows. We delving into the mysteries of life with the numerology, with human design, with temple talks, with the chosen and the fallen, with transformation Tuesdays, with tarot Tuesdays, all of that. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Now, if she wasn't into that, pursuing that spiritual path, she would be once again getting into the arts and the creativity, because that's what that number 2 is about. The number 2 is also a healing energy too. So we talked about that healing. But it's important for Rael with that master number 11 energy to not neglect the material matters, because that master number 11 can be so much into the spiritual that they kind of forget about the tangible and the physical. But don't worry, when we throw the goddess back in front of that Rael, it adds up to the 4, and that 4 is all about that structure and that practicality and making things practical and tangible. The number 40 as an angel number says God and the angels are surrounding you with heavenly love and protection. The 11 says focus only on the good within yourself, others, and situations. And the number 2 said everything is fine and will continue to be so.
Sure.
So there it is. There it is, star seeds.
Hey, I love that.
What's in the name?
I love
Damn
it.
near everything.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Thank you, Mr. Westbrooks. Wow, that is a dope breakdown. That 11 energy. When I see it, I see the pillars again. Remember, we were talking about the Truman and the pillars, and I see those.
Ja King and Boaz. Those 2 pillars. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And then those pillars. Yeah, those pillars are in the Masonic symbology, and those 2 pillars are also in that justice card too.
Yes, they are. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And then when you think about, when I think about beam me up, Scotty. It's always like
Yeah.
that. There's a light that come down for enlightenment, you know.
Yeah, enlightenment. 11 is that enlightenment number right there.
Yes.
Light in the way, light in the path for others.
Yes.
Yeah, that 11 is a light number. It's a light worker number. It's an enlightenment number, and it's not just to exalt oneself to show that I am enlightened. It is leading the way. It's being is lighting the path for those that might be following, because the 11 consists of those double ones, and those double ones are leadership numbers. The number one, the number 11 is the leader. It stands on its own too, right? But when it goes down to the number 2, it's more of a cooperative kind of partnership, type of number. But yeah, that number 11 is that compassionate, helpful, patient leader that is lighting the way for others to reach spiritual enlightenment and awakening.
Yes. I love
exactly
that.
Lighting the path for others. That's the master number 11 energy.
I love it. I love it. I love that the fact that those both of the names I did not, and this is the beauty of, again, when I have the star seeds come on and we start talking, God will give me like a channel, will just give me information, and then the star seeds will break something down, and it will just coincide so beautifully with what I know. So that information about, this, and Goddess Rael was a big growth. That was, again, it was a step into master numbers. We talked about what's in the name, and then previously I had a show about decoding Rumpelstiltskin, and we were talking about the name and the energy, that authority that is given to you in a name. And so when the numbers change, the authority within those numbers also change. And so that, with great power comes great responsibility. And so when I am honored to have a double master numbers, because that means that God trusted me with that type of energy, So that type of authority that comes with that justice energy is so crazy to me, because sometimes I realize that, like, I'm able to, divine will give you a gift of sight, because divine knows you're not here to judge others. You're actually here to see the truth, so that you can move in a way that reflects that for others to be able to make their own judgment call for their own life. We are here to judge, but only for our own lives, what is best for us, And so, like, when we get these certain gifts because we know how to honor the gift that we'll be given. And so having that 11 and knowing that, my gift of sight was one of the gifts that was was heightened over this last year is so crazy to me, because, when I see again that 11 and you said lighting the way for others, it's like having 2 flashlights. Of course, somebody want to follow you. You got 2 flashlights. Mm-hmm. Like, I might got one that's a little dim back here. Look, I got the high beams. Let me show you the way. So I love that. Right. That's what I'm seeing in my head when you're talking. Like, I'm seeing images. So it's so beautiful that again, I love it. I love being here on Pronoia because I get to experience this. This was a gift. I thank you so much, because it truly is a gift, y'all. Like, getting that type of information, that kind of breakdown. Yeah, we could do it, but who is about to be doing? Listen, I got a million things going on. Someone to sit there and give you that kind of information about yourself is a gift. So I want you to also let the star seeds know how they can get in contact with you, so they can get these kind of readings for themselves.
Absolutely, yes. So this was a little. Just so you know, we just scratched the surface a little bit here, because, like I said, when you got all these names, it takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot to really dive into these names and break them down and bring the energies. But on a one-on-one basis, if you want to give me one name and your birthday, we could do a deep dive into that and go into your expression number in your name, if you're looking for answers about if you're on the right path or what path you should be pursuing, your expression number can tell you that information. So I can break that down for you, as well as look at the numbers in your birthday, such as your life path number and your birthday number, and finding that alignment between your natural talents and abilities and combining that with your interests and your passions. In other words, like I said at the beginning of the show, activating your personal power so you can achieve your abundance. So you can reach out to me, supremenumerics.com, to book a consultation. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1-hour sessions. All you got to do is send your name and your birthday and maybe like three or four questions that you want answered, and we'll sit down and we'll break it down, based on the numbers and your name and your birthday, and I will show you how to use the numbers to help guide you, in whatever your journey is and or whatever you're trying to navigate. So that's what I have to offer for for the star seeds out there, and how to use the numbers. And I encourage you to incorporate as much of these sciences as possible. So
Yes.
numerology, but also combine the numerology with your human design.
Listen, stop it.
Combine it with your astrology.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that.
tarot.
Yes, exact. Listen, oh my God. I was just thinking about that because in human design, I'm a left angle cross of spirit. And you said God's messenger. That is the truth. Like since I've been younger, I know that spirit is within me. So I'm very cautious with the things I do. Even when I make mistakes, I'm human. Of course, I make mistakes, but I'm very hard on myself because I know I carry that divine energy, and it's the awareness of it. It's written in my birth chart to come into this world with this certain type of awareness, so that I some souls do that because we've done this so many times that when we come back, it's like we come back with, you earn these gifts. It's kind of like playing a game, right? You earn your tokens. So when you go to the next level, you don't leave them joints behind. You bring those gifts along with you. So it's not as difficult for you this life as far as spiritually. I'm not talking about in the physical because you still gonna go through your trials, but spiritually being able to tap in, it has it's just crazy. These are the thoughts I was having earlier about, some people do need to do certain rituals, right? But I don't necessarily do a lot of rituals. I do a lot of mental tapping in. Like I kind of skip the external and I go straight into the internal. And so I know that comes from times over and over of practice. Yes, I used to practice with crystals. Yes, I used to practice with fire magic and things like that to enhance what I already know. But now I just go directly to the line that I know is tapped in. And that comes from, again, years of being, and it's written in our charts. Like if we pull our information, and again, you have people here who are skilled in breaking this down for you. You don't have to get every little bit because it can be overwhelming. But for someone to break it down in a way and you be like, yo, that really does resonate with who I am right now. And then to look at the other numbers. And again, those karmic numbers were always something someone else's. And we can look at that. Like sometimes karma is something you carry, and sometimes karma can be projected onto you by others in their words. Words are spells, so we have to be careful what we allow others to call us or what we answer to as well. Indeed. And they're tools pretty much, like all of those things. They're tools, or you can think about it as your, when you were little and you were learning how to ride a bike, you're out on the training wheels and you use the training wheels until you were able to balance with yourself, and then you took the training wheels off. So that's exactly what you did right there. You used the tools until it became ingrained and you didn't need the tools anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the mystery of it all. People will be looking, trying to find the sauce. They be like, man, I sit around her all day. I don't see her go do this or do that. So how is she tapping in? And it's just like, I don't have to do all that. I can go to sleep. I can have a dream, and boom, there's the information. It's about trusting it when it comes to you. You know, a lot of those things that we do are because we don't necessarily trust ourselves sometimes. You know, sometimes we have to have cards because the cards may confirm what we already know, though. You know, it's just a confirmation. And sometimes people need those tools too, because if I talk to somebody, they may just think I'm doing this based on opinion, when a lot of times I'm channeling information, but people feel more comfortable if I channel through cards or through a tool or another form of divination. But again, we have the ability to tap in directly to source through our own, you know, with our own minds, our own hearts, and our own, you know, through our own chakra system. So
And numerology is the same thing too. You know, numerology is only going to confirm what you already know deep down about yourself. so you know, in essence, you don't necessarily need numerology, but like you just said, you know, a lot of people are just looking for that confirmation. They're looking for that second opinion because they don't believe that inner feeling or that inner knowing. And then a lot of times it's just going to confirm, you know, when I tell you this is what the numbers say, you're going to be like, oh, that makes so much sense.
yeah, absolutely. Confirmation always makes us feel good.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. It's like self-love, right? Because if you know you beautiful, that's great. Carry that with you. And then somebody tell you while you go outside, somebody be like, yo, you beautiful. You be like, confirmation, but you already know, you know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's like you already tapped in, but it's always good to have that confirmation. That's why I love tarot. I love numerology, astrology, human design, all of it. I sit here and I'm like, when the starseeds start talking, I'll just be like, yep. Even some of the, you know, even when it says, you know, the karmic traits or the more negative traits, we have to understand we're energy. So we're always vibrating between frequencies. You know, we're not always on a high frequency. And sometimes we may, you know, for me, it may not be lust, it may be laziness. You know, it may be I'm tired and then I allow that to be, you know, carry on a little bit too long. But then it's like I go through a frequency, okay, snap out of it. We don't always stay in that negative. So when you hear certain traits, I don't get turned off when I hear them, because I'm like, yeah, at times I'm like this, sometimes I'm like that. And that's because we are energy, we are frequency. So we
and everything doesn't apply to everybody either. So when you hear them traits, that doesn't mean that you are that trait. You're not the number. You're here to master the number and use the number to as guidance, but it's not your identity in who you are. So if it don't apply, just let it fly. You know,
just let it fly.
You know, or if you become triggered by it, you know, maybe there's some work you got to do. You know, in that area.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. So again, it's a tool. It's a way for us to tap in and get to know ourselves better. I believe that should be like everyone's goal in this year, being a 1 year, that self year, that motivator, that get on your own horse and, you know what I'm saying, head towards your own destiny. But we do that by knowing our own selves. So I think that, you know, starting with our names, you know, the names we were given on down to the names, like you said, that we are called over time, and the names that we answer to. So
that's right. That's right.
It all carries its own vibration. I love this. You guys, I hope you have enjoyed tonight and you have learned how to, again, break down your name. See if those numbers resonate for you. And then again, how you can master those numbers within yourself and within your life. I think that's everything that we see it. Like even, you know, astrology, you find out you are this sign. This is my sun's sign. Okay. Yeah. And it has negative and positive traits with it. And we're here to master and move forward, because this is the biggest school ever, right? The school of earth. So Thank you for the supreme numerics tonight. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Pleasure.
Anything else you want to say to the Star Seeds before we close out tonight?
Just how you can reach me. Like I said, supremenumerics.com. Also, I'm on social media, Instagram, Mr. Westbrooks, Facebook, Nick Westbrooks. So you can reach out to me through those avenues as well. If you have questions or if you want to book a consultation, you can find me there. Also YouTube, Mr. Westbrook's class, where you'll find my other numerology content, my other breakdowns, monthly forecasts, breakdown of individuals. You'll find a variety of things there. Also, got to give a shout out to Unread Book Review. You can also find that on Mr. Westbrook's class too.
Yes.
Myself and Mawu Lisa, you might have seen here on Pronoia a few times. So we have a book review program every other Saturday. We just had an episode earlier today. Beautiful episodes. So you can go back and watch that. Go back and watch those episodes. Share what books you're reading. Give us recommendations. We welcome it all. And if you're writing a book or if you're an author, reach out to us. We'll love to feature you on the program too.
Yes.
Yep. So that's a bit that's about all I got. I'm ready to send the star seeds forth to go and serve.
Yes. So Unread is one of my favorite podcasts. I like to listen to Unread. I was tapped in earlier today, and you know what? I shared this book with you. I'm going to share it with the Star Seeds from earlier. It was a book recommendation, and I've shared it before here, and then I'm going to share another one I don't have too many numerology books, but this one was very interesting. So the one I shared earlier was Astrology for the Soul by Jane Spiller.
Yep, there it is right there. Yep.
Yes. And this gets into your rising. It is a very deep, dive into your rising signs. And your rising is where you're heading in this lifetime. So it's a great book. I really recommend it. If you don't have it, tap in. I don't get paid from it, but I'm telling you, it's a great rising sign book. And also, this was a book I found, and books always, they come to me. I be out and them joints just be like, boop, hello, come and get me. And I'll be like, I got you. I'm not leaving you here. So this one is called Quadrivium, the 4 classical liberal arts of numbers, geometry, music, and cosmology. It's called Quadrivium.
Oh yeah. She showed that one to me behind the scenes one day. Yeah.
And it's really dope. It breaks down numbers and vibrations of music, the elements. It gets into even shapes and geometry and how all of these vibrations and how they apply to us in our own life and how we see them over and over again and don't even recognize, because we're just moving through life, And so I would think this would be a great Unread right here for you guys to jump into. I think this would be a great one here, Lisa.
Well, you bring it. We told you gotta bring
yes,
your
okay.
On
now y'all really gonna have my brain going because this right here, it's almost like a Bible, y'all. It has different information on the different numbers and again how they work for you, cosmology, geometry, music, and numbers. So it's called Quadrivium. I don't know who the author is. Because it
must be a secret author, like the 3 initiates or something.
Yeah, for real. I'm looking up. So yes, I will. I have to bring it over there to Unread. Again, if you are not tapped in, it's Mr. Westbrook's class on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed over there, Star Seeds, and you can catch the Unread along with his numerology on his platform as well. Again, thank you so much for tonight. It is always a good night when you're in the building. I appreciate you always. And welcome all the new star seeds that are coming on for season 6. We have 4 new star seeds. Yes, we are up to 7 star seeds joining us this season. So it's going to be a very eventful season of Paranoia. So make sure you're tapped in. Make sure you hit that notification bell and you're subscribed to the podcast so that you know that when we are live. I will be doing a Transformation Tuesdays before January closes out. I told y'all this is an Erykah Badu album. We're just going to do a couple of shows here and there. Just make sure you're tapped in on IG so you know when I'm going to go live. I'll always put out a promo at least a day beforehand. So make sure you're tapped in, Starseeds. I love you. This is Paranoia Starseed Podcast. Paranoia means that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. No matter what it may look like on this crazy, crazy world, know that things are working for you always. I love you. Have a great evening. Peace.
You ain't gotta talk about bodies that you never caught. You ain't gotta try to rock Prada, you can buy Lacoste. Tryna follow trends, gonna throw your zen way off. Take a good look in the mirror when you feeling lost. You be yourself, king. You be yourself. You be yourself, king. You be yourself. You be yourself, king. You be yourself. And really the greatest thing that you could be is to be yourself. It's a whole lot of insecurities on display. When he go and spend his whole advance on a diamond chain. When he tricking off on these hoes trying to fill the void. When he steady popping on these ends trying to numb the pain. When he flexing all on the gram showing off the bands. When he knowing damn well that he got it off a scam. I don't wanna see you do a bid trying to get a lamb. It's a lot of ways to go legit, think about your fam. Cause you ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta pop prescription. You ain't gotta load up your stick. You ain't gotta slide on niggas. You ain't gotta spin the block. Cause you ain't really got no ops for real. That's just your ego trying to take over. Really, that's the one that you got to kill. Why everybody wanna be on demon time when your angels gon' ride for real? That feeling of emptiness deep inside is something the money will not fulfill. And we gotta get back alignment with God, cause that's the only way that time will heal. Yeah. You ain't gotta talk about bodies that you never caught. You ain't never caught. You ain't gotta try to rock Prada, you can buy Lacoste. Tryna follow trends, gonna throw your zen way off. Take a good look in the mirror when you feeling lost. Be yourself, king. You be yourself. You be yourself, king. You be yourself. You be yourself, king. You be yourself. And really the greatest thing that you could be is to be yourself.
Yeah. I had to elevate my mental. I got up off my ass and pressed the gas on my potential. I tame my temptations, now I'm taking care of my temple. I pull up to the function, skip the line, I'll show credentials. They know I'm presidential. Everything monumental when you recognize your moment. See, I built it on my own, so ain't no question if I own it. They used to laugh, call me alone, and now they ask for a loan. See, my ex and I wouldn't succeed. I plant my feet and now I grown. See, I used to be a stoner, now I'm high off life. I'm up high in plain sight, just hopped off a flight. Me and Hunt, old kid, now they gotta raise the price, cause I invested in myself and made it back overnight. Dog, we all fall short, don't give a a fuck about your height. In America, do you wrong, so you better know your rights. See, they do it for attention. I just follow intuition. I'm on a mission. Why they missing? I ain't difficult, I'm different. Ooh. Nah, I can't settle. See, I bet it on myself. Now everything getting better. Nah, I can't settle. They want me to come down. Told them meet me on my level. Nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. If life's a marathon, I deserve a medal. Yeah, nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. If life's a marathon, with my gold medal. See, I used to try to force it, now I flow with it. They threw dirt up on my name, but now I grow with it. I used to wait up on my blessing, now I go get it. I'm done waiting, done debating. If God tests me, let him grade me. This that top shelf flow, yeah, I'm way out your reach. Used to choose between shoes, now I tell them give me each. But I don't brag about no fashion, cause I ain't one for the flash. Used to sag, now I'm a grown man. I keep my belt fast and had so much on my plate. But then I started fasting, then I started meditating, then I started levitating. This that self-knowledge, black man educated, could've been in that cell. Now every day a celebration. Now these days I practice celibacy and focus on development. And I ain't really emotional, I'm just emotionally intelligent. Shawty call me selfish cause I don't focus on my betterment. These days I'm on a higher level. No, I can't settle. Whoa. Nah, I can't settle. See, I bet it on myself. Now everything getting better. Nah, I can't settle. They want me to come down. Told them meet me on my level. Nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. If life's a marathon, I deserve a medal. Yeah, nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. If life's a marathon, with my gold medal. Yeah.
I'ma transmute it all to fire. Burn in this bitch, I'm the true purifier. I'm the true purifier. Shine a light on your shadow so that you can grow higher. Fire and desire, or I'm triggering the trauma, reflecting you like some water. Please don't fuck me over, cause I only get wiser. Fool me once or fool me twice, I was a sympathizer. My standards growing daily, cause I love myself regardless. I enabled nonsense, now it's lines nobody crossing. I was at a crossroads, fighting demons and lost souls like the semen a lotus grows. This a version nobody knows. Loyal to myself and I'm 10 toes. I think they should study my aura. I've been buzzing in and out the world. Rockets emulate the shit I'm on. Black woman, I'm the closest thing to God. Gave me the seed of life, now watch me bloom. Vibrating past the version that you knew. It's nice to meet you, can you tell the truth? Who the fuck are you loyal to? Fill your cup up, don't stop. Only pour from the overflow on the top, yeah. Fill your cup up, don't stop. Only pour from the overflow. May my self-love multiply every time I'm tried and tested. Ashe.
5 million years, the sons of God have degenerated on this planet. Their souls have come and gone in bodies, never opening up to what and who they really were, only from time to time getting a little light into what they potentially were supposed to be. Once they were not able to call on directly the universal cosmic creator, they had to then accept false gods and false teachings by mankind who was put upon the earth later on by others to keep this Son of God in control. From greatness and grandeur, having the bloodline of the angels, they also had the higher frequency body potential of the angels. But now it was locked in an animal body and could only escape between the hours of 11 and 2 in the morning, when the pineal gland could kick in and they could come out of these false bodies and become what they really were. That's why people who dream in black and white are on the verge of ascending. People who dream in color and remember the dreams and have dreams that come in threes are prophets. And as it moves up again, you can begin to awaken and come outside of your body, look down upon your body, and see that you are more than the body, because you never were human. You were simply encased in human and locked in by the frequency barrier, and you didn't know who you were. Trapped on a planet who you didn't even come from, or only here for a lesson, the lesson has got to go on and on and on infinitum, or even the planet is getting tired of that now and is changing the frequency. What we are about the business now is awakening. As you watch the stars, you will see, and if some of you are very much into celestial mechanics, into astrology or astronomy, you will find that the constellations are not in the proximity that they were even back in 1975. They have been displaced. You will find that due to what is called the progression of the equinoxes, even the signs by which you think you were born under no longer are the signs that rule you. They are not your natal ruling signs, because they have now changed 30 degrees. Time and frequencies are speeding up. Some of you should have noticed that the days are flying by. The time seems to just slip by. That's for you who are matching vibrations. You become quickened, sometimes agitated, sometimes searching for what you don't even know you're searching for, but you know something is changing, while other soulless creatures say time is still the same. It is not the same. Time is frequencing upward. It's speeding up. You must also speed up, and to do so, you must awaken those glands that can cause your body to keep up with your soul. And it means you will be mutating. Don't become frightened of mutation. Sometimes if everybody mutates, nobody notices. The first mutation will be of the soul progression, and your neuron centers will begin to clean up their act. That's why head colds will be the rule. That's why asthma will be the rule. Asthmatic conditions will be the rule as you try to clean off the mucus and burn it up. The more you use your brain, the faster it will be burned up, and the more you get the headaches, and the headaches will go away because you'll finally begin to frequency like you're supposed to. For those who can't, they will get sick of head diseases and die. For those who can't and are in the body, they'll get attacked by body diseases and die. Disease only means one thing: imbalance, out of order. To hold a charge and not be able to use that charge will cause that charge to burn up the wires, to burn up the connections. This is why you're moved now to do things probably you hadn't wanted to do before. Certain health foods, certain health drinks, herbals. You all wanted to go into the marijuana and stuff before because you know there was something that you could activate. And so rather than do it the hard way, you say, I'm going to just trip out real quick. Not understanding that in a lowered frequency, when you do that, you run into lower vibrations, which also are called to a planet with that, and into all kind of trouble, losing your mortal souls. We've all talked about that, but we didn't understand what we were saying. But to a clear head, who through the use of consciousness-raising drugs, now I'm not talking about now the street drugs, I'm not talking about barbiturates and influence and all this kind of thing. I'm talking about the wuxis and the fotis and the ginsengs and the things that can tremendously raise your vibrational rate. The pineal gland then begins to activate and not die up and dry up. It activates.
learn to cloud surf while never leaving earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times, so I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my coat to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors, trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.